Welcome back, everybody. Today I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on how I'm going with the no buy. I don't anticipate this is going to be a super long video because I don't know if I really have that much to update you on, but me being me, once I start talking, I may very well end up talking for half an hour. That's just what I do. Anyway, if you're interested to know how I went with my 9th or 10th month of no buy, then keep watching. So last check-in video, I know I was on a little bit of a downer. I was struggling a little bit and you were all really fantastic in the comments. Thank you so much for your support. And, you know, even if you were just sharing your own experience of struggling with the same things that I was struggling with, whether it was no buy related or whether it was related to sort of just being in a funk, then I just want to say thank you so much. I did read every single comment. I'm still working my way through responding to them all. Not that I get like such an overwhelming amount of comments or anything on my videos, but I've been prioritizing sleep and other activities over over screen time as much as possible. How did I go? Okay, so October was weird because it was very much an anomaly month for me because I wasn't here pretty much for the entire month. We had a week holiday in Thailand for a friend's wedding, and then I was basically on the road for 3 weeks in other interstate for work. So I had, I think, a total of 3 nights in my own bed, maybe 4, and yeah, it was a pretty hectic month really, and I didn't really have a lot of time to think about my predicament or how I was feeling about life in general or even the no buy. I certainly didn't have a lot of time to scroll the internet and search for things to buy. However, I did make a perfume purchase, although technically it's not my purchase. It is my Christmas gift. In one of the Facebook groups, one of the fragrances that I had on the top of my wish list to purchase in the new year came up, and it normally goes for 150 euros and they were selling it for $150 Australian. So that's about half price, not quite half price, but nonetheless a significant discount. So knowing that this was going to be one that I purchased in the new year, I decided to go ahead and buy it. I do have it here. It is still in the box. I did open it just to make sure that the right thing had been sent to me. Not that I think this person, I have purchased from this person previously in the Facebook groups. They're very trustworthy, but mistakes do happen, and I have experienced previously, some time ago, I bought what was meant to be a bottle of the Dior Homme EDT Silver Stem from somebody, and she was also at the same time selling a bottle of the Dior Homme cologne, and she sent out my bottle and I left it packaged up because I was doing a live stream. I was doing a video with Cos and I thought we would unbox it on the video, but I hadn't unboxed it even from the package, like the postal package. And as it turns out, she'd sent me the Dior Homme cologne by mistake, and the person who had obviously ordered the Dior Homme cologne got the silver stem. So, and it was a legitimate mistake. She refunded me and everything. It was fine. So for that reason, I did open it. That was a very long-winded explanation, but for that reason, I did open it just to check that it was what I had ordered. But I haven't spritzed it. I've had a lot of self-control, and I didn't need to spritz it anyway because I do have a sample of it. So you may be able to start guessing what it is. But suffice to say, it is it's staying in the box. And I'm not opening it until Christmas because it's meant to be my Christmas present. In fact, I'll probably wrap it up and put it under the Christmas tree. So I did purchase something, and I did have a moment of weakness as well. So there is a friend I have through Instagram in Fragcom. She's based in Sydney. She's like my little perfume godmother for YouTube, right? She just sends me samples, not all the time, but when she does send me samples, she usually sends me a big bunch of stuff. She has an incredible wardrobe. She's very good though. She does keep it fairly curated. I'm digressing. The point is, this wonderful soul, before I went on holiday, we got talking, and I can't remember what we were talking about, but she said, oh, I want to send you some stuff. Are you okay with that? Are you open to it? Is it going to ruin your no-buy? Anyway, then I went on holiday, and then I was traveling. So a month went by, and she was waiting for me to tell her what else from her perfume list I might like to try. And she had a couple of fragrances there that I had some time ago intended to buy, but just never got around to pulling the trigger on, and they've now been discontinued. So I thought, oh, it would be great to get a decant of those, like 10 mils or something. And in addition to that, I sort of sent her a list of samples that I was interested in, and she came back to me and she said, are you allowed to buy decants as part of your no-buy? I'm glad she called me out on it, because when I did the video of Mask Milano fragrances, those were sent to me by Max Aroma. And I've purchased from Max Aroma before, several years ago, just once though, and I'd had no problems. Because I was promoting them as a store that you could purchase from, even from Australia, I just wanted to make sure that the experience was still a good experience. So I placed an order with them. So that order comprised a couple of decants, basically. Sorry, I sound like I'm strangled. It's just because I'm trying not to cough. And I don't know, kind of in my head, it had made the whole decant thing a little bit rubbery for me, because I'd placed that purchase. And yes, there was a legitimate reason for doing that, but it kind of softened the edges for me. So when I saw these fragrances in her list that I could get decants of, I thought, oh, I'll order a couple of decants. And the ones that I wanted decants of were all ones I've tried before or sampled. And anyway, she wrote back to me and said, maybe you should wait. She did say to me, look, the decants will still be there in January when your no-buy's over. So I went, okay, you're right. I shouldn't buy any decants. So she's sending me a bunch of samples instead. So thank you, Chrissy, for keeping me on the straight and narrow. If it wasn't for you, I probably would have blown my no-buy at the 11th hour. And look, I am so close. We're almost in December. It's like, and it's going to go like that because time is just speeding past at the moment. So I am pretty confident I'm going to get to the end of the year without any trouble from here on in. I have been purchasing a lot of stuff online because obviously Christmas is coming up. So I have started my Christmas shopping for family members and such. And I have to say, I haven't really been tempted to buy anything for myself, and particularly not perfume. And also just getting back to basics of having other things to do. I've been busy. I've been traveling. I've been working really long hours. We've had loads of deadlines. So yeah, I think just having other things on my mind, basically. I'm not feeling like I'm in optimal health at the moment, as you can probably tell. So I'm not ill. I'm just worn out. The immune system is taking a bit of a hit because I've been on planes and in hotel rooms and in and out of air conditioning. And, we went to the tropics and now we're back here and it was cold. And then I went traveling and then I was on the road and I came back and it was hot. My body just is like, where are we? And what is the climate that we live in? Because I've been in everything for the last month or so. So really, my focus is at the moment trying to eat healthy food, get back to an exercise regime and trying to get my body healthy again and build up my immune system. So I just haven't you know, I've had other priorities and I just haven't really been thinking about buying perfume. That said, I have been sampling a lot of perfume lately. I've been trying to go back to my samples. I think being on the road and having just sort of a limited set of samples that I could choose from really had me missing the ability to sample new stuff. But I've really been enjoying just sampling things that have been sitting in my sample drawer for months and months and months. So that's been really good fun. And I will have some sample snippets videos coming up soon where I just talk about those. They'll mostly be first impressions because obviously I won't have had a chance to wear them too much, but at least it'll give you an idea of what I think about them. And I think the other thing that really helped was what I had stopped doing was keeping a wish list of things. So when I was really struggling a few months ago and I was, constantly looking for things to buy, I kind of stopped making wish lists of things. I think the wish list method really does help because I think writing it down, just putting it there, knowing that it's still going to be there, later on when the no buy is over or once you've had some time to think about it a bit more, I think sometimes part of my rush to go buy something when I hear about it is that, I'm worried I'm going to forget about it or it might be limited edition, I'm going to miss out. But what I have learned is even if something is limited edition, more often than not, it comes up for sale at some point in the future because somebody's bought it and they want to sell it. So, I try not to get too hung up on limited edition stuff. Although there's one limited edition that came out this year, and I'm sure you know which one it is, which I am very sad that I don't think I'll be able to get by the time my no buy is over. But I'm maybe quietly confident that I might be able to pick up a secondhand bottle sometime in the new year. I have sampled it already, so I know I love it. I should just tell you, it's the Shalimar Millesime Tonka. So I got a sample of that one from a friend who bought a bottle of it. And I really, really like it. But I will talk about it in more detail down the track. I want to wear it more and give you a full review, so I won't talk about it too much now. But that is one that I'm sort of gutted that came out this year. And it's a limited edition and it will be probably difficult for me to get in the new year. But I have a feeling that, knowing how many times I've seen the Millesime Vanilla come up in the Facebook groups over the past, year or so, I feel quietly confident I will be able to get my hands on a bottle of it. So that's probably the only thing that I'm regretting not being able to buy at this point. Nothing else that I've sampled. There's been lots of things that I've sampled that I really love. I think a couple of months ago I posted on my Instagram stories that I had been to a La Perla launch for their new perfume range, and there was a fragrance in that range that I really, really liked that a lot of people have been talking about. Obviously it's very popular, but they've sold out. They've sold out of this particular one that I really like, but very likely they will restock by the time I can buy. So that was a fairly unstructured, rambly check-in video, but suffice to say, I think I've come through the tough period of, really feeling crappy about not being able to buy anything, and wanting to buy things just for the sake of buying them. I've now come out the other side of that. And I think what I will say is that I have a feeling that I will go through that again. Maybe not before the end of this year, but next year I might, put myself on short no buys here and there, and I may feel that, or there might be things that come up that I can't afford and then I'll feel bad about it. But what I think I have observed from that experience is that even though I went through that period quite late in the year, at a time when I thought I wasn't going to have any more problems, every time I go through those cycles, it kind of gets a bit shorter. So I think, you know, as you build up your resistance to just mindless purchasing, it becomes easier to go through these dips of, you know, wanting to buy things or wanting to just spend money for the sake of having something new and shiny. I'll just say to anyone who commented, who said they were struggling with, you know, not buying things, just try and write it down on a wish list and try and give it a few days at least and just breathe, because that feeling does pass, and more likely than not you will find in that time where you're sort of just waiting or letting it sit, you will probably find there's something else that comes along that you go, oh, I really want that. And so you're off looking at that now. And after a while, you really do start to observe this pattern of behavior where you don't even buy the thing and you move on to the next thing. So the dopamine hit comes with the joy of searching and finding things, not necessarily in the actual buying of things, as I've discovered. So I hope that helps. Probably not. You probably already knew that. But it's hard. It is hard to do in the moment when you really just, you think you absolutely have to have it and it's going to change your life. It's not going to change your life. And most of the time, other people don't even notice. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there because it's getting long and I'm rambling. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I look like I haven't slept in 100 years.